The words muscle and Ronnie Coleman go together better than PB&J. During the era of bodybuilding, there was a lot of bodybuilders that stood out, but Ronnie was the one that really stood out. He had a lot of sacrifices and a lot of things that he had on his head that many people really cannot get through. He was a cop, so he worked as one of those big police officers, so he was a big. So that was one issue that Ronnie had, but on top of that, he ate all his meals, he did all his work, and he took care of him and his girlfriend, and which eventually he has today, which is his family. Ronnie was always idolized by everyone, but that's what gave him the drive. Because Ronnie was the one that really made sure that whenever everyone saw him, he knew that he was the one. No one else could compare to him. Because Ronnie was, according to IMBD, Ronnie held the 8-time Mr. Olympia champion of all time. Although he was tied with another competitor, he himself was the only one that was all not natural. So he was not a natural bodybuilder. He did inject some drugs, but that's normal because that's a sport of bodybuilding. Squatting 800 pounds, benching 485 pounds, it all hit a plateau, mainly due to genetics because Ronnie had a history of back and neck problems along with his hips. He had to get surgery after his competition because Ronnie had a really bad genetic disorder where if he pushed his body to over the limits, it would not exactly reflect on how big he did his competing, but it really made a difference to how people saw him, which is why I look up to him as Ronnie. You know, it's not really that much a big of a deal if you struggle, but if you look up to someone that really knows what they're doing, it kind of makes sense in a way where you don't have to struggle yourself, because that way you have someone who's guiding you and that you can learn from. The current state of his physical health is such a downer, as stated by Generation Iron. So Ronnie Coleman had no other regrets besides not doing the last 2 reps on squats. So he squatted 800 pounds, which another bodybuilder today and currently in the trend squat 900 pounds, but that was back then. So 800 pounds was a really big, really big accomplishment back then. Although the weight that he had, he lifted a lot of heavy weight. That was not needed. He went over limits, so you can still bodybuild without using heavy weights. But Ronnie really wanted to push the limits, and that's what made him the true god of bodybuilding, because that's what everyone says, because Ronnie Coleman was the #1 person for bodybuilding. There are many ways Ronnie inspires me, although there are sacrifices. For me, I have school, work, the gym, and I keep going because Ronnie is the one who worked through all these obstacles as well, and he still became 8-time Mr. Olympia. As he quoted Ronnie himself, it doesn't matter how successful I would be, I would expect more, according to an interview from muscleandstrength.com. With this mentality, I felt myself to be limitless, that I can do anything I want and anything you guys want to as well. I know this sounds cheesy as well, but it's really reality because nothing's going to come to us, so we all have to work hard for it. The impact on me, like I said, I attend the gym. I look to wherever Ronnie has headed in the past. So if you were to do this set of training regimens, then I would do this. Or if you did that with his diet, I would do that. And this all fell into a category of being really, really responsible with all his things that he did throughout his career. Now, if you guys go to the gym, which I hope most of you do to stay healthy, the vast majority of people, they train to obtain, but they often find themselves like a needle in a haystack, because it's been proven that like 85% of people who do go to the gym don't really know what they're doing. So I'm not judging you or anyone, but it's best to have a plan when you go in the gym instead of just walking in blind. Because that's why the gym is usually always packed. You know, when people get off work, you're not going in the morning. It's not a bad thing, but it's always best to have a training regimen and having your diet on set. I like to mirror myself to Ronnie because Ronnie is one of those people that I can actually learn from, because he knew what he was doing and he did it in a way where he pushed himself, but like I said, because of his genetic disorder, he wouldn't have had those injuries that he had today. To conclude with his accomplishments, Ronnie had a large amount of, I would not say, he had a large amount of audiences that really looked up to him, but we live to go beyond what we can, and that's what really matters, because at the end of the day, we have to push ourselves, especially when it comes to bodybuilding, like for me, because this is the only life we get, because that's just how it is, because we have to keep pushing the limits every day. To conclude, this is my inspiration on Ryan and how he evolved.